Koble is a key word. It's Norwegian, which is to connect or link. Our goal and our mission and our focus and commitment to clients in the business community is a great product that links to their needs to continue to develop their businesses, their people, and that kind of thing. Koble is very much about the people that work internally within the business as it translates to how it serves people outside of our business. Our founder, Jake Esch, started it in 1989. He was working in a business using a software for the business, and it wasn't meeting his needs. And so the entrepreneur that he is, he took it into his own place to start something, make something, build something to meet his needs. And that was the beginning of Eagle Business Software. In the last year, we moved to Lancaster from Gap, and part of our strategy has been to get Koble now really into the community, serving other things that are beyond us. But it's more than just the business community, it's the community of people that work here, and it's actually the community around us where we are. So kingdom-focused business is a we concept. It's not just an individual or some individuals within an organization. I believe that we have opportunities and things have been given to us for a reason, not just for us to receive and move on, but we always have an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a difference. For me and my efforts that I put into business, I want my work to be my worship. And what I meant with that is it's the bridge to who I was in the business place, but it's also who I am as an individual, a Christian, but everything else it can impact. And it's not a requirement that everybody here be a Christian, but we have a set and a base that is fair and just and a place for people to grow and have opportunities to learn and expand. And the fascinating thing to me is we empower people to function and thrive well. We give them a base of who we are, and there's a clear vision and strategy of how we want to make a difference in the kingdom. It's doing the right things for the right reasons, and it's people serving people. Whether I'm behind a desk, whether I'm behind the wheel, or whether I'm in the recliner at home. What can I do, what can I learn, and take it a little further to make people better? Awesome. There are times when the kingdom focus becomes a stability and framework for people who don't even understand what that means. The pandemic is a great example. Lots of unpredictability, and all of a sudden, nobody had anything they could count on or understand. And through that whole process, we had an opportunity to be stable, be sure, and really be firm in the fact that something else is in control, and we're aligned and we're showing up, and collectively we're going to hold each other up through a challenge. And it was very interesting because we had opportunities to meet with business leaders or teams who were uncertain and couldn't make sense of this. But our company was in a place where, we surrendered to something to have that base or that core to grow on. But we also shared that with other people, that we could stably show up, have conversations, find our voice, and support each other with what we did know or what we didn't know. It was a great example of, at the other end, even people who aren't faith-based really appreciated the conversations and praying together at the end because it gave them hope, it gave them encouragement. And that's really what we need to do as we're providing services. It's not about the dollars. Dollars are nice, but then what do the dollars do? Do they help people grow further? Do they make a difference in the community? Do they help our own people continue to focus on building family, buying a home, and all of those things? To me, that's that external, bigger, kingdom-focused piece. Let's show up. Let's be strong. Let's encourage each other, carry each other, provide that to every opportunity we have in the business space, and really see what we can do to make a bigger impact. we had to build an honor and a trust in something different in who we were. And so it started by listening and taking feedback. And then it went to starting to make really attainable promises that we know we could keep and needed to do and show them there's something different today. And as that journey started, we had the opportunity to just reset what was and build for what's coming and what's new. People need a few things. They need clarity, they need communication, and they need consistency. And so at the point where we started to really focus on what's our opportunity to change and how do we do that, it was starting a cadence where we can communicate. It was somebody writing down, this is who we believe we are, and then affirming that. This is how we think we should show up to work, and affirming that. And all of those things that were the thoughts then became clear, attainable actions. And it started to actually expand this thing where our management team and our employees were speaking into and building on something more, because we were learning to find our voice. We were learning to serve better. And we were really in this place where we knew we could be different and make a difference. And tying that back to service. Through that process, we had this beautiful opportunity to then make sure, are we communicating it and how? And how consistently are we on following up and what's next? And there was a period of time, for anything to happen, it requires change. And people don't like change. Some people do, but then there's a balance, because change can take people to a really chaotic place. Change fatigue is a real thing. How much change can we apply and then wait and then do it again? What really made that successful for us is we really thought about who we were and becoming stronger in the workplace was being in touch with that. And it came back to regular communication, regular discussions, and really affirming some core things to bring clarity. A beautiful thing happened over a period of a year. People not only heard things, but they experienced it. And they all had an opportunity to be a part of what's next versus being told this is what you need to do. As a leader, and really as a faith-based group, we can see some things that we really want to get to or need to do, but it's not my way or the highway. It's the people and us as a team. So let's present what we know. Let's talk about why we want to make these changes, and then let's talk about how we get there. But staying consistent in that brought this opportunity where people started to experience the change, not just be told and show up the next day. Like, it's very different that we just go to work versus we get to go to work. Or being told we have to do this, but we have this opportunity to do this. If we can do that and do that well, that's contagious, even through the tough stuff. And we did go through some tough stuff where people totally surrendered and trusted and honored and showed up. And beautiful things happened. It was that moment when people got excited because they had a level of ownership. And they realized then my work matters, my voice matters, and it all contributes to the better output collaboratively. It's not just a CEO making a decision or an executive team or a management group going back and saying, you have to do this. It's believing and continuing to build out and people speaking into it and working hard so that we get to do what's next. When people have clarity and they have focus and an opportunity to actually buy into their role, great things happen. We become more change ready, we become more productive, and we actually start thinking more like owners versus individuals that show up and hit the clock and then go home with a paycheck at the end of the week. So a healthy leader is a lot of things. It's a holistic, how do you feel, how do you think, how do you show up? But it's also how you touch people, lead people, what is the impact, and what is the tone when you show up? You know, are people excited to work with you? Are they afraid to work with you? Like, I talk about an invisible imprint. We all have one. You know, the minute you walk in a room, you just get this feeling. And I think we can all relate to where we saw somebody where we're like, oh no. Our invisible imprint is a thing that's very real. It shows up, and it's kind of a true color of how we feel, even if we say it's something else. So leaders and leadership teams and management teams and even church leadership teams, we all have this thing that goes before us. If we're taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, we're resting, we have good people around us, have mentors, we have very, very specific open conversations, and our key relationships are in the best alignment they can be that makes us feel good. It shows up at work, at home, and in community. And we talk about people flourishing and our mission and vision and our values. It's not just the leaders that have to have that or the management team, it's everybody. But it becomes a contagious thing. Good in is good out. Bad in is bad out. I go home and I'm just like, I am really spent today. How did that feel as I left the office? Did I put that on somebody else? Did I leave that dust of that imprint behind? And if I did, I probably need to go back and sweep up a little bit and maybe just say to the team that I left, I just want to make sure that I didn't leave something misunderstood in that. What's the friction and the outcome of that? And that impacts the culture. What was my impact today? And my commitment to the people around me is we're going to go and find the best and go to what's next. Some people win and some people lose in that moment. And that's all a part of being the servant. Another key thing that goes right back to our kingdom focus and who we are and how we show up. When we have an opportunity to go back, when we think we blew it or we did blow it, it's that moment that makes it better or right or cleans things up. We should be asking each other, how are we doing? Or something's off today, are you okay? Or something big has to happen and somebody's just in a bad place. Can I help you? Can I take that? And I think that's how we start to keep each other in check in a different way. And we can have those conversations and it's not personal. What I know today, if I thought back to 2018, my note to self that I'd want to send back there is trust the process and journey. Your gut tells you something for a reason. When you're pushing for what's next and you're really trying to redesign not only who you are, but who we are in our business space, it gets very noisy. And a lot of distractions start to come, and it's very easy to lose focus of your vision. When we think about today, 2023, and the challenges that we've all faced in the recent years, and then I reflect back, I'm reminded of the importance of clearly seeing the next important goal. And not only seeing it, but being able to continue to keep my eyes there and go, take the step. There are two things you can do that set you on a course for the next right thing. You get up and you show up. In that moment, you're not letting a distraction take you away from what's next. You're not letting the noise of reality or fear and doubt slip in and put you in a place where you're not sure who you are or what's next. You have people around you, stay in touch with them. And it's not a deficiency if you show up and say, I'm not sure what to do next. And you don't have to have degrees, or you could have 30 of them hanging on the wall. It doesn't matter if you don't have the people around you to support you and help you, or the faith in your team or your employees to keep moving forward. And they're looking to you when times are tough, or you have situations, or they're just coming apart and coming at you or coming at your team. Stop for a minute and figure out what's at the core of that, and then actually steer into it and listen. Lean into your teams, sow into your management and your executives around you. Believe in who you are as a business and your clients. Have a footprint in your community at whatever level that is, big or small, and get up and show up. And if you do that, and your faith is strong, and you believe in that faith piece for the kingdom and your business and your community, what have you got to lose?